This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We encounter a very interesting phenomenon. The Mesechta that speaks about this Yom Tov, the Yom Tov of Sukkos, is called Mesechta Sukkah, Lashon Yachid. And yet the Torah does not refer to the Yom Tov as Chag HaSukkah, it's called Chag HaSukkos, Lashon Rabbim. Haloi Davarhu. Why is it that we refer to the name of the Mesechta as Sukkah, Lashon Yachid, and the Torah refers to the Yom Tov as Sukkos, Lashon Rabbim? In the beginning of Mesechta Psachim, the Tosfos Chadashim quotes Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Ditchev. Why is Mesechta Psachim referred to the Yom Tov as Pesach, Psachim, and in the Chumash, in the Torah, the name of the Yom Tov is Chag HaMatzos? And Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Ditchev is quoted as saying that there's this mutual relationship between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Klal Yisrael. We have this, each one of us proclaims the attributes and the qualities of the other. So, let's say in the Tefillin of Knesset Yisrael, it says Shema Yisrael Hashem Lakeinu Hashem Echad, and the Gemara tells us that in the Tefillin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it says Umi Ka'amcha Yisrael Goy Echad Ba'aretz. So it's one for the other. Similar to the idea that we cited from the Meshech Chachma when Rosh Hashanah comes out on Shabbos, where the Rebbeinu Shalom gives us the mitzvah of shofar, but we abdicate the mitzvah of shofar, and we say we'd rather proclaim the oneness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be careful about the laws of Shabbos. We always find this symbiotic relationship where Klal Yisrael is willing to give for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu in turn gives to us. Ani l'doidi v'doidi li. We proclaim God's oneness, God proclaims our oneness. Says Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Ditchev. Therefore, when we refer to the Mesechta, we call Mesechta Pesach, Psachim, because we want to recall the kindness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Knesset Yisrael, namely that He jumped over the houses of the Jewish people when He took us out of Mitzrayim, the night of Makas B'choros. Hashem was Pasach al Batinu. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no, I'm going to recall your chesed, that you didn't have any provisions, and you didn't have food with you, and you didn't let your bread rise. Instead, you ran out immediately, and your dough only was able to become matzah, but not lechem. Therefore, we refer to it as Pesach, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu refers to it as matzos. The name of the Mesechta, Mesechta Psachim. The Torah, though, calls it Chag HaMatzos. HaKadosh Baruch Hu proclaims our greatness, Chag HaMatzos. We proclaim His greatness, Mesechta Psachim. That's Rabbi Yitzchak of Bar Ditchev. So I have a new amazing sefer called Rapduni Bat Tapuchim. I want to thank my Yedid Neman, Reb Velvel Finkelstein, who sent me before Yom Tov these 3 volumes, Rapduni Bat Tapuchim. This particular volume is on the Moyadim from Reb Shlomo Arielli, I believe the brother of Rav Asher Arielli, and he has a stunning idea based on Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Ditchev, why we call the name of the Mesechta Mesechta Sukkah, and in the Torah it's called Chag HaSukkos. And he says as follows: we know there's a machlokes Tanoim. What were the Sukkos? Rabbi Lezer is of the opinion Ananei HaKavod. Rabbi Akiva says Sukkos Mamish. Now there's an idea, Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim. In fact, the Chayei Adam in Klal Kuf Mem Vav writes, it says, Basukos teishvus shivas yamim, leman yedu daresechem ki basukos hoishavti es b'nei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim. First it says Sukkos chasar, and then it says Basukos hoishavti male, to teach they were both true. Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim. There were the Sukkos of the Ananei HaKavod and the Sukkos Mamish. And they are both alluded to in the 2 Sukkos. Basukos teishu shivas yamim chaser laman yedu dorasechim basukos shavti mole. First the Sukkos Mamish and then the Ananei HaKavod. Says Rabbi Arielli, what are the inyanim of these 2 Sukkos? Well, why would we recall the booths that the Jewish people sat in Mitzrayim? Why recall the temporary huts? That proclaims the greatness of Klal Yisrael, as the Ramban teaches us, that Klal Yisrael did not ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu how they will be provided for when they leave Mitzrayim, but instead it was Lechdech Acharai Bamidbar B'Eretz Lo Zerua. We had Bitachon in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem would provide for us even though we were lacking in in full lodging. On the other hand, the recollection of the Ananei HaKavod is to teach the great chesed of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that Hashem provided for us in such a miraculous way when we left Mitzrayim. Sukkos mamish, that's the godless of Klal Yisrael. Ananei HaKavod, that's the godless of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says Rabbi Arielli, if it was Sukkos mamish, every family had their own sukkah, Lashon Rabim. If it was Ananei HaKavod, there was one large sukkah for the entirety of the Jewish people, Ananei HaKavod. Therefore, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu refers to the Yom Tif, he calls it Chag HaSukkos, remembering the Sukkos Mamish, proclaiming the greatness of Klal Yisrael. On the other hand, when we remember the Yom Tif, and we call it a Mesechta Sukkah, we recall the Ananei HaKavod, the godless of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The same way in the Rebbeinu Shalom's Tefillin it says, Umi Ka'amcha Yisrael Goy Echad Ba'aretz, Hashem calls it Chag HaSukkos, to remember the great Mesiras Nefesh of Klal Yisrael. The same way we call it Psachim, to remember Hashem's miracle, we call it Mesechta Sukkah, to remember the miracle of the Ananei HaKavod. This is the great Ava, the symbiotic love between Knesset Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and the Rebbeinu Shalom says Umi Ka'amcha Yisrael Goy Echad Ba'aretz. The Rebbeinu Shalom says Chag HaSukkos, I remember the Sukkos Mamish of Lechdech Acharai Bamidbar, and we say no, Mesechta Sukkah, we remember the Ananei HaKavod. Ki basukos hoishafti es b'nei Yisrael b'hoitzia oisam me'eretz Mitzrayim, says the Raftuni Batapuchim on the Moyadim, pages Reish Lamed Beis, Reish Lamed Gimel, the Divrei Chacham Yishak, such beautiful words. Should be zoicha to Moyadim l'simcha, Chagim uzmanim l'sasayin agutamayid.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.